So joining me this week, it is Jordan Fagbola. Hi, Jordan.
Hi Luke, how you doing, man?
Yeah, good. I can see lockdown's not treated your hair and beard that well.
I might keep it. I like the look. I might keep it.
Yeah, look quite rugged and aggressive.
Yeah, if I take the headband off, it's a bit of a mess, but yeah, might keep it.
How have you been keeping anyway during lockdown?
All good. Been busy. Surprisingly, with no work, managed to find some other stuff to do, so I'll occupy my time, which is good.
So obviously, everyone's kind of staying on from almost last season's squad has stayed on, finished the season last year. I mean, that's a real boost, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Especially for, I think if you're trying to form a new team now with everything that's gone on, you're going to be rusty anyway going back because you've not played football in a long time. So to build that team chemistry rather is going to be even longer because every individual is going to be trying to get themselves back up to speed, and then you're trying to learn everything else. But I think with us, it's kind of a few additions that have come in. Team chemistry is already there, so once we get up to speed individually, it should be a lot smoother of a transition.
Yeah, the new signings who've come in are people you know already, really. You know, Yanni and Kingsley's well known to sort of the management. So it's not going to take time. It's not somebody who's really coming from the outside and going to have to integrate themselves in, is it?
No, not at all. I was buzzing when Yanni come back. I was speaking with the gaffer and he said, no, we had an inkling that we might be getting Yanni back. So that was one that I was really happy with. Great player. Enjoyed the time when he was playing in front of me. Just a real technician. And even Kingsley, I've played against him, over the years. Fantastic player. And I was in training with a club that he was at a few years ago. So I've seen what he's able to do, and he's going to bring a lot to the table for us, especially in that that centre midfield role. A lot of experience.
Yeah, how frustrating was it that the season ended when it did? Because we were doing really well, weren't we, on a good run? And they said the table doesn't lie, but 10 probably did lie in the end because we probably could have ended up a bit higher.
Yeah, I'd say so. I'd say we would have finished a lot higher. I think because we started as quickly as we did, I think a lot of expectations from outside were a bit loftier than they were internally, because we knew that with such a young bunch that we had at the beginning of the year, there was always going to be that dip. But I think the team that finished the end of the season, the experience that we'd got and the quality that we had, we were going to move up the places. It's just a shame, really, especially with the cup competitions that we were in. So I think to get that cut short was a bit of a blow for the lads.
Yeah, it would have been a nice chance to win a trophy, wouldn't it? But suppose it's one of those things. I didn't know whether there was a possibility of looking into doing it pre-season, but apparently there isn't, so you can't continue that on. But yeah, back in training next week now. Not got an official date for a season start yet, but you must be sort of raring to get going again.
Yeah, I can't wait. Honestly, it feels like a lot longer than it has been since we played. So just to get back out there and just finally, kick a ball and be around the lads again. Yeah, it's something that we've missed, because even in a regular off season, you meet up with the lads, you're doing five-a-side or whatever, but to have no contact in terms of playing football with the guys, yeah, it's been difficult. But I think everyone's just buzzing to get back now and just get on the pitch and just stretch your legs, kind of.
Yeah, and in defence, it's been you've had a couple of different partners, haven't you? Obviously, Kyle's been there throughout the season. You've had Tom Dean, John, Coombe, Bailey. Hopefully now you'll be able to get somebody alongside you. You can have a regular partner, can't you?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, the partnership that I've got with Kyle extends, from before we both ended up at Hyde. So I've known Kyle, a number of years, and our partnership's really good on that left-hand side. And then obviously Brad has been kind of a mainstay from when he come in the right back role. So it's just kind of getting somebody else to slot in alongside the three of us and just build them relationships as quick as possible so that we're moving as a unit. Because I think when John was in there, obviously we know John's not going to play every game this year, but that was probably the most regular that we had towards the back end with John, slotting in as that fourth guy. And we were starting to move better as a unit. I do think the chopping and changing did affect us in terms of I wasn't happy personally with the amount of goals that we were conceding. And I know the gaffer's the same, and John, especially being centre-backs himself. So I think that's definitely an area that he'd be looking at, so that we've just got that unit and we can just all work together.
Yeah, and obviously you were you were the club captain. Pratt was the on-field captain, weren't you? But you were kind of the captain around the club. So, I mean, how was that? I know you were kind of vice captain in a way if Pratty ever went off, but just tell us about your role in that, really.
I think more so on the pitch, nothing really changed for me. Even though Pratty had the armband, I was still, the same as I would always be. Especially trying to lead the back four and lead from my position, and then you've got Pratty leading from the top end of the pitch. But I think it was more so off the pitch in terms of we did have a lot of young players, so I was kind of the experienced head at the beginning of the season before a few of the older lads come in as well alongside me. So just kind of passing on my knowledge to players like we had obviously Oren Thompson, Luke Mewett, Jacko, Tongi in front of us. Just young players that are making their way in the game. So we come up in some tough situations. So it's kind of I've been there before and I've done certain things and this has worked for me. This hasn't. Try this. What about this? Have you thought about this? And just kind of trying to give them the experience that I've had that people have passed on to me and to see how that's going to help them to develop.
Yeah, because obviously we had that sticky period over Christmas. I mean, is that where you kind of come in with that, I say experience? I mean, you're only 24, I think, 24, 25.
26. So, I wish I was still
Oh,
24.
yeah, all right.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, you're getting older now, wow. Yeah, do you use that experience to kind of help people when they're struggling? Like you had the FC game, Staley Bridge game, stuff like that, where it didn't quite go as planned.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I've been playing, first team football from the age of 18, really. So I've been in some of them tough positions. I've been in teams that I've been losing, and it is difficult to get out of that rut, especially with young players. The confidence is a bit more volatile than the older lads that have been through it and can kind of stay a bit more steady. So it was just kind of, we've got good lads in the changing room. I mean, obviously, if you had Tonga on there, you'd be talking for about 3 hours. So it's never really, the atmosphere never really died down. But it was just kind of going around and seeing a few individuals that I thought their heads going down a bit. You're a good player. So don't be afraid to show that. It's kind of, you can get stuck in that rut of, oh, we've lost games, I'm not playing great, and get hard on yourself. But everyone that we had in the club last year was a good player, and even if they've moved on for whatever reason, they had the quality to be there at the time. So it's just kind of giving them the confidence to say, look, the rest of us have got you back. If you're making mistakes, then we're going to try and help you through that. And I think the gaffer and John, Gaz, all of the staff were instrumental in that as well, because there was a few times when the gaffer could have come in and give us a rock hit, but he handled it really well in certain situations. Kind of think, if I do that, how's it going to go for the next couple of weeks, rather than just in that specific moment. So I think all of us learned a lot, to be honest, especially with it being Gaffer's first season.
Yeah, that was the good continuity as well, wasn't it? He stepped up from assistant to manager, and you kind of knew him already. So, in terms of, I know a lot of players have said a lot have re-signed and signed from because of what Ty and John bring to the table in terms of the coaching.
No, 100%. I've been at a few clubs in non-league. Had obviously managers that are fantastic with the coaching side, and some that are a bit more hands-off. You're not going to find a better club in non-league in terms of the detail that the gaffer and John and Gaz and everyone goes into, the analysis, scouting, the opponents, the sessions that they're putting on. Just some of the little things that they probably go missed, but you can be in a certain situation on the pitch and the gaffer will come in and say, I've got 10 clips of this exact situation happening. If you were, 2 steps over, prevents something that happens, 5 or 6 passes later. And it's just, his football brain is, incredible. So it was definitely to stay with them and develop as a player was, the reason that I'm still here.
And obviously, is a WhatsApp group still flying around there amongst the players as well?
Tongi's been active, obviously. So, yeah, I think some of the lads have just been having a bit of a break. But yeah, we've still been in contact with each other. So hopefully, I think it'll pick back up once everyone's been back in and we're kind of back in a bit of a routine.
When you say the lads are taking a break, do you mean they've muted him?
Probably muted Tongi because he's on there. But Yeah, it's just been a bit quiet. I think just with everything that's going on, I think people are just kind of getting through what they need to get through. But once everyone's been back on the pitch, that band is going to come back, very quickly.
Well, Jordan, well, we look forward to seeing you when training starts and when the season starts. Nice one.
Top man, can't wait to get back.